Hello YouTube, this is Yirmiyahu Weeps. I am going to be going into Bereshit chapter 4, or Genesis chapter 4. The last chapter I had done, I believe, no, chapter 5, because the last chapter I did was chapter 4. So, Bereshit, or Genesis, chapter 5. I'm just going to jump right in, I'm going to read it, then I'm going to go through it and read off my notes. This is the book, or the scroll, of the children from Adam. In the day that Elohim filled the Adam, he made them in the likeness of Elohim. Male and female he filled them, and he knelt before them, and called out their name Adam, in the day they were filled. And when Adam lived 130 years, he caused to bring forth in his own likeness, after his own image, and called out his name Shet. And after he caused to bring forth Shet, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he brought forth sons and daughters. And all the days of Adam which he lived came to be 930 years, and he died. And Shet lived 105 years, and caused to bring forth Enosh. And after he caused to bring forth Enosh, Shet lived 807 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Shet were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 90 years, and caused to bring forth Canaan. And after he caused to bring forth Canaan, I lost my place. Enosh lived 815 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years, and caused to bring forth Mahalalel. After he caused to bring forth Mahalalel, Canaan lived 840 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and caused to bring forth Yared. And after he caused to bring forth Yared, Mahalalel lived 830 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel, all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yared lived 162 years, and caused to bring forth Hanoch. And after he caused to bring forth Hanoch, Yared lived 800 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Yared were 962 years, and he died. And Hanoch lived 65 years, and caused to bring forth Metushelach. And after he caused to bring forth Metushelach, Hanoch walked with Elohim 300 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Hanoch were 365 years. And Hanoch walked with Elohim. Then he vanished, for Elohim grasped hold of and took him. Metushelach lived 187 years, and caused to bring forth Lamech. And after he caused to bring forth Lamech, Metushelach lived 782 years, and caused to bring forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Metushelach were 965 years, or 69 years, and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years, and caused to bring forth a son, and called out his name Noach, saying, This one will greatly comfort us concerning our work and the painful toil of our hands, because of the Adamah which Yahweh has cursed, or literally spitted upon. And after he brought forth Noach, Lamech lived 595 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noach was 500 years old, and Noach caused to bring forth Shem, Ham, and Japhet. And it came to be, when Adam began to increase on the face of the Adamah, with daughters being born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of Adam, that they were beautiful, and they took Isha for themselves of all whom they chose. And Yahweh said, My Ruach will not deign Adam stretching beyond the horizon, because he is flesh, so his days will be 120 years, or 120 more years. The Nephilim were on the land in those days and following, because the sons of Elohim were entering into the daughters of Adam, and they brought forth to them. They were the mighty men, warriors from time stretching back beyond the horizon, Ish of fame, or infamy. And Yahweh saw that the dysfunction of man increased greatly in the land, and that every intention of the thoughts of his mind was only dysfunction all the day. And Yahweh sighed deeply that he had made Adam on the land, and his heart ached. And Yahweh said, I am going to wipe out Adam whom I have filled from the face of the Adamah, from Adam to animals, to crawlers and flyers of the sky, for I sighed deeply that I have made them. But Noach found favor in the eyes of Yahweh. Okay, going back through the very first verse in this chapter, I'm not positive. I've rearranged, in my version, the chapters a little bit to make them more cohesive. Like in Bereshit chapter 1, I ended it, I'm going to go look really quick and just to tell you where I ended it. I ended it with, These are the children of the heavens and the land when they were filled. Now that heavens and the land in chapter 1, I highlighted it in a different color, and I will tell you why. Just a moment. S'il vous plaît. Here we go. Bereshit, or Genesis, has 10 divisions, each beginning with the phrase, These are the children, or the Toledot. And these are indicated in this version by green type in my version that I'm doing. And the two other places that this phrase occurs, or a similar phrase, a very similar phrase, is in Ruth, chapter 4, verse 18, and Matthew, or Mattatyahu, chapter 1, verse 1, which changes slightly, seeming to reach a fulfillment. So it seems to reach its fulfillment in Mattatyahu 1, verse 1, but there's 10 divisions in Bereshit, and they start with the phrase, These are the children, or these are the Toledot, children or generations, offspring. Going back to chapter 5. So the beginning of this chapter starts off with, These are the children. This is the book of the children from Adam. So it's a slight variation on the phrase, but it's basically the same phrase, talking about the Toledot from Adam. Toledot, or children or generations, the heritage, the descendancy, I guess. Let's see. And I thought it was interesting because it talks about that he made them, the Adam is referred to them, so it's not just the single Adam, it's Adam and Hawa. He made both of them, male and female. Which is also really interesting because he made them from the, I'm trying to think of the term, but it basically means like a side. And he could be saying that he split the Adam in two, that he made two out of the one. He made the male and the female, which is just very interesting to me. Let me look at that really quick, if you don't mind. I believe it's in chapter 2. Yep. Selah. He took his Selah. Now that's means a side, but it can also possibly mean a chamber and maybe referring to a womb. That he formed the Isha, Hawa or Eve, from the side of Adam. He took a side of Adam and formed the Isha. So there was almost like two halves, the half that was the male and the half that was the female. Just beautiful symbolism, I think. But he made them in the likeness of Elohim, so the image and likeness. But then Adam has a child in his own image and his own likeness, and this is after Adam and Hawa have eaten from the tree of knowledge and had a separation from Yahweh. Now, of course, they can't be completely separated from Yahweh because then they just would cease to exist. But I think there's a separation in as much that they're not the completely fulfilled image of Yahweh anymore. Okay, going on. Let's see. Yeah, that likeness is dermuth, or dermut, and means model, shape, similitude, and bodily resemblance. Let me pull up this a little bit. Give me just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry, I'm not very prepared. Oh well. And then when Adam has his son, and he has him in his likeness, which is again demut, meaning model, shape, similitude, and bodily resemblance, after his own image, and that image is tselem, and means shape, resemblance, figure, or shadow. So you probably get the idea. He called his name Shet, which means to be set in place. Now it also has connotations of buttocks, like your derriere, and tumult, but its primary meaning seems to be set in place, or appointed. Set in place or appointed. And Shet has a son named Enosh, and Enosh means man, frail, and miserable, or mortal. Enosh has a son named Canaan. Canaan means to propagate or increase, maybe dwelling place or nest. Canaan has a son named Mahalalel. Mahalalel, which is very interesting. The term halal, his name is composed of ma and halal and ale, and the halal can either be referring to like light, excuse me, or to boast of something, or draw attention to something. You know, you're boasting of it, you're proud of it, excited about it. And then ale, of course, is powerful authority, commonly translated as God, but it means powerful authority, and in the case of Yahweh, it's referring to him as the ultimate powerful authority. So Mahalalel, and Mahalal would be the same and equivalent of the first part of the Mahalalel, and it really means just to boast or praise a certain something. Let's see. Oh, and Mahalalel has a son named Yared. Yared means descent or decline. And Yared has a son named Hanoch, and Hanoch means dedicated or initiated. Going on. Hanoch has a son named Metushelach, and Metushelach means when he is dead it shall be sent, or it can also mean man of a javelin or man with a mission. Metushelach has a son named Lamech, which is interesting because there's a Lamech in Cain's lineage, but Lamech means powerful or for lowering, for humiliation. And Lamech has a son named Noach, and Noach means rest. or comfort or rest. When he says the Adamah is etymologically related to the name Adam, but it means farmable ground that can be farmed. And when he says the Adamah which Yahweh has cursed, that cursed is arar and literally means spitted upon. But it's I think it's slightly idiomatic where it's can be meaning to be cursed, but it's literally to be spitted upon. It can also mean like punished or banished. And Noach has 3 sons named Shem, which means name. That's what his name means. His name means name. And he has a son named Ham, and Ham means hot and can be referring to strong emotion like anger or passion. And Yafet is the 3rd son, and Yafet's name means enlargement or widespreading or good looking. Then I thought it was very interesting because if you look in the text, you see that the sons of Elohim are taking the daughters of Adam, whoever they chose, and Yahweh, what Yahweh says, when Yahweh says, my ruach, which means his ruach or his spirit or wind or breath or character, his essence, will not deen, and that deen means to strive with or remain with or protect. My ruach will not deen Adam, so my ruach will not, my breath, my essence will not strive with or protect Adam, men, stretching beyond the horizon or to a distant time, because he is flesh, he's meat, he's flesh and blood. So his days will be 120 more years. Now, it's 120 years, but he's probably saying they have I'm going to give them another 120 years, and then I'm putting an end to it. But he says that right in the middle of the sons of Elohim taking the daughters of Adam, and then the Nephilim being in the land. So there's an interruption from the sons of Elohim taking the daughters of Adam to the Nephilim being in the land. It's not just a smooth flowing sequence. Yahweh makes his judgment right in the middle of it, which I thought was very interesting. Then Nephilim means fallen ones, and can be referring to impressive fallen ones, and possibly like tyrants. But that's what the name means, fallen ones. Let me look really quick. Oh, the mighty men, warriors from time stretching back beyond the horizon. That warriors is Gibor and refers to warriors, mighty fighters. And that back beyond the horizon is Olam, and can be beyond the horizon in the future, beyond the horizon in the past. And in this case, it's the past. So, going on. And when it says every intention of the thoughts of his mind, that intention is yetzer and can be like a framework, the framework of his mind and his thoughts. And the thoughts there is mahashaba, and can be like the plan or purpose or invention. And when it says his mind, his mind that's the leb, and it's literally heart, but their idea of the heart was where the thoughts were, where your thoughts were centered. So it's the inner center of a person, but it's where their mind is, it's where their thoughts are. Literally it's heart, but in English it would be translated as mind. And that Yahweh sighed deeply, that sighed deeply I got from Naham, and means was pained, he was pained, and can mean to turn or change direction, and it can also mean comforted himself. And then I have his heart ached, and that's from Atzab. he was grieved in his mind. So it was grieved in his inner center, and I translated that as heartached because it really seemed to fit. When it says I'm going to wipe out, that's wipe out is macha. It means to blot out, so it's either like wipe out or wipe off or wipe away. The animals as behema means mute creatures, or behemoth would be plural. The crawlers are remes, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. The flyers would be auf. I know some translations have that as birds, but it's actually more correctly translated as flyers. It refers to the animals that fly in the air, so it could be talking about like birds, bats, maybe even insects, I'm not sure. But going on, let's see. Going on to my notes, okay, 5C, give me just a moment. Une momentatum, s'il vous plaît. Oh, and it says Hanoch walked with Elohim. That walked is halach, and it's often figuratively used to denote a man's mode of life or his spiritual character, course, and relations. So it's the way the person's going through life and what their character's like. Let's see if I have any other notes that I want to make sure I read on. Oh, that's interesting. Give me just a minute, S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. 5F. When it says that they saw that they were beautiful, literally in Hebrew that would be tov, and it would mean they saw that they were functional. And my note on here says it may have been more that they would function, that they would serve a purpose. In this case, may have been more that they would serve a purpose in this case than that they were beautiful, something to be used. So it may have been they saw they were beautiful and wanted them, but it may have been they saw they were functional and they were like, we can use them. So it may not have been as much about a caring relationship as just using them to get what they wanted. 5G, let me look really quick and see what I've got. Oh, that's odd. Sorry, give me just a moment. Just a moment. My notes are a little confused. That's odd. I've got a note that seems to be talking about the order in which people's directions are supposed to go, because it's supposed to go from Yahweh to humanity down to the animal realm. So the realm of Yahweh and what Yahweh rules over and what he says and where he has authority, down to humanity and humanity having authority, then down to the animal realm and the animals having authority, like the animals have authority over the land. Well, to a limited degree, I guess. But they were getting their order reversed. Humanity was listening to the animal nature, the animal instinctive nature, animalistic nature, instead of listening to Yahweh. So they were going, it was going from the animal up. Instead of Yahweh down to humanity, down to the animal, is going animal up to humanity, up to Yahweh. Or maybe animal down to humanity, down to Yahweh. However you want to word it, but it seems to be a reversal of the correct order, the way things are supposed to be, which I thought was very interesting. Noach, Noach is formed of the Hebrew letters Nun, which is a pictograph of a seed or sperm and means life, meaning offspring. And then the Hebrew letter Het, meaning a closed gate, a fence, or a tent wall. And the pictographs, the pictographic letters put together would be the Nun and Het, meaning the seed or sperm or life, and the closed gate or fence or tent wall, meaning life protected. So there's life, but it's got a fence or a tent protecting it against whatever's outside. So I thought that was, so Noach, his name meaning rest or comfort, means life protected. And when it says Noach found favor in the eyes of Yahweh, that favor is chen, and is composed of the het, which is the closed gate, fence, or tent wall, and means like separation. The nun, which is the seed or sperm of life, and it's the wall that continues, providing protection, healing, help, being lifted up, finding refuge, strength, and salvation. But it's really interesting because Noach and Chen are the same letters, just in reversed order. So if you switch the letters of Noach, you would come up with the word Chen, because it's just the nun and the het for Noach, and it's the het and nun for Chen, which is basically just means favor or like protection. Beauty, value, preciousness. It's I think it might be a picture of a camp. But then if you take the names in that chapter and you put the names together, you've got Adam, which means like earthling or man. You've got Shet, which means appointed or set in place. You've got Enosh, which means man, frail and miserable or mortal. You've got Canaan, which means to propagate or increase. You've got Mahalalel, which means to shine and boast of or draw attention to and be insanely enthusiastic about ale. Because that halal can mean to shine. There's three meanings. I'm trying to remember all of them. There's to boast, to shine, and to be kind of insane, to be irrational, kind of crazy. So I think the name could be to shine and boast of, draw attention to, and be insanely enthusiastic about ale. So it's the whole concept of just like you're so incredibly excited, almost insanely excited about ale. Yared means descent, decline, or comes down. Chanoch means dedicated or initiated. Metushelach means when he is dead it shall be sent, or man with a mission, man of a javelin. Lemech means powerful or for lowering or for humiliation. And Noach means rest and comfort. So if you put the names together, this is the message you get. Mankind appointed mortal. And let me look at that mortal really quick. Mankind appointed mortal, frail and miserable. When mortal man and his misery and frailty increases, the one who boasts of and draws attention to El and is insanely enthusiastic about El will come down dedicated and to instruct, the man with a mission. When he is dead, it shall be sent. Those who have been lowered and humiliated will receive rest and comfort. So, quite a message, I think, just in the names. With the names of the sons of Noach can be describing humanity. First you have the Shem, the name, which would be the character, include the character and the breath, and be referring to Yahweh, the name above all names. Then you have Cham, which is hot, can be referring to strong emotion, the emotions, the passions, the desires of humanity. And then you've got Yafet, which means enlargement, widespreading, good-looking. So enlargement is Adam making more of themselves, but good-looking is referring to the physical characteristics. So you've got the name, the spiritual nature almost, the character. Then you've got the Ham, the Het, the emotion and desires, the will, the the drive in humanity, and then you've got Yafet, the physical outward appearance. So I think it's very interesting that these three natures, can be referring to humanity. The breath spirit is one's life essence, one's character and personality, what makes a person who they are. The mind, the emotions, the leb, is the inner core of a person, their thoughts and emotions, and the body is the flesh, bones, and blood, the vessel. So the vessel that you have, you're not just your body. Of course, there's the character of who you are, and your body, you can feel your legs and everything, but if you lose a leg, nobody's going to sit there and look at the leg and go, oh, that's so-and-so, I wonder where the rest of them is. No, that's just a part of you. Now, it belongs to you. It's part of your body, but it's not really you, the core of who you are. And that is pretty much everything I've got for Chapter 5. So, thank you for watching. I'm a little bit low. I wonder if I've been low this whole time. I've been looking at my document to read this off. So, I hope you've gotten something out of this. I'm a little tired but so I hope I'm at least semi-coherent. So, if you have any kind of comments, feedback, anything that you saw in that I missed, I would welcome anything you've got to offer. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Have a very good day, night, evening, morning, noon, midnight, twilight, whenever you watch this. And have a good life. Thank you. Bye.